Hello, guys. Happy weekend, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are right now. It's Ginsei Matters with Roy, your favorite YouTube channel where you get to learn, relearn, and unlearn from different aspects of life. And I'm so happy. I'm very, very excited to be here again. And not just me alone in the building today. I have our special guest of honor who has been a blessing to us and not just me, in fact, to many others worldwide. So, guys, join me once again in welcoming engineer, and in fact, not just engineer, Doctor and Dr. Mrs. Bolaji. Thank you very much, sir and ma, for the opportunity to have you with us once again in the house today. Really look forward to having an exciting and an insightful session with you today. Kindly introduce yourselves to our viewers out there, especially people who will be seeing you for the first time. All right, over to you, Sain Ma.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are listening to us or watching us. We appreciate this opportunity to be here once again. My name is Fola, and this is Bumi by my side. And we are doing well. We are children of God, growing and learning in God, and we are both working in the computing field. Thank you for joining us on this platform, and we appreciate the host for inviting us.
Wow, thank you very much, sir, for that brief introduction. So, guys, if you can see us live, if you can hear us audibly well, kindly share us out with your friends, your colleagues, your siblings, and any other person you know could benefit greatly from the discussion today. And today, guys, is going to be an interesting one, a practical one, especially for as many people who are looking forward to start their marital journey. So, tell other people that we are live. And as you can see on the flyer today, we have before us the topic on dealing with the wrong mindsets about marriage. There are so many wrong notions that people have about marriage. In fact, some people are actually scared of starting their marital journey because of these wrong mindsets. And today's discussion is majorly going to we are going to be considering some of these wrong mindsets that has been limiting people, that has been actually affecting people's marital life, or people that have already started the marital journey. So some of these things are what we'll be discussing today. It's going to be an interesting one. So, if you can see us clearly and hear us audibly well, don't hesitate to say hello to us on the comment section. And if you have one question or the other, or maybe you have something to share, you can call in and join us live. Direct will be able to bring you live and others can hear your view. All right, so without wasting much of our time, we'll be diving right into the discussion. So, sir and Ma, I've had people, in fact, when I was also preparing for marriage, I had some of these wrong notions about marriage. And for some other people that I've also related with, some people believe, oh, by the time I get married, oh, I'm going to be happier. I'll be able to live a happier life that I'm living right now that I'm single. But some of these things are not true, because if you are struggling to live a happy life while you are still single, and you think that, oh, by the time I get married, my husband or my wife is going to make me happier, then I tell you, you'll be getting it all wrong, because happiness is just within you. So if you cannot be if you're still struggling to be a happy person, being a single, then hmm. Anyway, let me hear from let's hear from our guest of honor today. Over to you, Sign Ma.
You want to go first?
I might be tempted to overtalk, so
Yeah.
okay. I think this is an interesting topic that we are considering today because it has a lot to do with how we even live and enjoy our life, not just about our marital life only, but generally about our life. Because whatever mindset we have, um, will play out in the way we perceive life, will play out in the way we receive life. I try to Google the definition of mindset, dictionary definition, and the dictionary definition of mindset says the established set of attitudes held by someone. The established set of attitudes held by someone. And I remember there was a book sometimes ago, I can't remember the name of the author now, but the title of that book is Attitude is Everything. I remember reading it in college. And what that book was emphasizing is that the attitude you have to something will determine whether the outcome is going to be positive or negative. I know there was a time a story was circulated about around about a child who went to mark his daddy's car. But because the daddy didn't have a good morning, he was sad about that. He beat the child, and everything that day went down the line. Unfortunately for the dad, what he never realized was that the scratch the child was making on his car was "I love you, dad." And like if he had actually had like a good attitude towards that action, it would have probably behaved in an entirely different way. His day would have entirely gone in a very different way.
No, the story even ended that the boy
The
lost his
boy lost his
fingers and
fingers,
the father
yeah,
committed suicide when he discovered what the boy wrote on the car.
on the car. So I also learned from my own son. So my first son, he was playing a game one day, and he was still very little then, maybe like 2 or 3 years old. So he was playing the game. Let me use the car race as an example. So when you are playing a game of a car race, you want to meet a target. Now, if you crash, it's going to make like a boom sound, and it's going to say that you failed or something like that. Now, for him, he didn't even know how to read at that time. So he didn't even know whether it was saying you failed or something. But the crash for him was the excitement he was looking for in that game. So when he's playing the game, he was crashing, but he was so excited as if he won. And I had somebody, a guest over that day. We were together in the living room, and we are looking at him, and we just, both of us just reflected on that action. And we were like, he was actually losing this game, but he was gaining the same excitement somebody who won the game is going to have, just because he didn't even know that he was losing. His own attitude, the positive thing for him was that he was hearing the boom sound of the crash and he was excited. And I learned a lesson from that experience that when things happen to us in life, the way we receive or perceive it will determine what the outcome is going to be. So the same thing that's happened to someone that made them commit suicide is the same thing that happened to another person. And when they were connecting the dot, they were like, this was the best decision I made in my life. So attitude is everything. That's like the summary of that book. I'm bringing it back to the concept of the wrong mindset in marriage that we are talking about. It means the mindset we enter marriage in will determine what the marriage will become for us. And this is not what we make up. Like some of this mindset were just because of the family background or because of the culture we grew in. But the thing is, we need to examine the mindset. And our host said something. This is a place where we learn, we relearn and unlearn, because that is actually the product of growth. So no matter what mindset you have before, no matter what mindset you come into marriage with, no matter what you've heard about marriage, having the right mindset will determine whether you enjoy your marriage or you struggle in your marriage. I'm going to give another illustration before we expand into the mindset and stuff like that. I told you I might
Yeah.
overtalk. So the other illustration I wanted to give is I learned this lesson from one of my cousins. I can call her my sister because she lived with us, like she's my sister. But she used to say something jokingly, like in secondary school, whenever we are making fun of ourselves because we are lots of girls. So all of this like boyfriend thing or this guy is toasting somebody or something like that. When we are making fun at home, she always say a statement, and she's always like, "Love is koboko." Now, koboko in Hausa is we that is used for beating somebody. Like so, she likes saying that a lot. Love is koboko. Love is koboko. And over years, I realized that um she didn't really enjoy the fun in love of marriage. Like it took her a long time to get to a place where she could have a settled marriage. And sometimes I always reflect on that. Could it be because she always professed that love is koboko, like love is a whip, love is a cane, like that is what she was saying. And I learned that lesson. Like I always look at it. So when people say things like no man can be trusted. But I always like come forth with no, not every man is the same. My own man can be trusted because if I believe no man can be trusted, I would definitely relate with him with the mindset that he cannot be trusted and there is no way I can trust him. Let me anchor it.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for the opening, and I really appreciate the opportunity to contribute on this platform and on this topic once more. And we are talking about two people coming together with wrong mindsets about marriage. So the Bible says in Ecclesiastes 4:9 that it is better. I'm trying to. I don't want to reframe it too much, but the Bible says is two are better than one, for they will have reward for their labor. They will have good reward for their labor. If you are joining yourself to another man or joining yourself to another woman, and then you are not getting better results, then something is wrong, which has to be checked. We need to check the background, we need to check the mentality, we need to check the mindset with which you are joining yourself to the other party. And that is the importance of this topic. And if you are going to check that, then you need to wear the helmet of humility. Because if you are getting into a relationship with an arrogant mind, with a mind that I know it all, I know what it takes, I know what I'm expecting, I've been reading about marriage, I've been hearing about marriage, I've been planning for marriage for several years. If you are entering with that mindset, then it may be wrong. So now we now need to get to the level of what is actually wrong and what is right. There are societal values and there are spiritual values. We need to be able to measure ourselves. We need to be able to judge ourselves. And we need to be able to set some threshold that we know that, oh, this, because there are some culture where they can welcome their visitor and make and serve their guests. Let me put, some people use their wife to entertain their guests in some culture, that culture. And there are some other places where I heard this some years ago, where now we have what is called open marriage. Open marriage in the sense that, okay, we are married, and then I can still go out with another lady somewhere as long as I'm open about it. As long as I tell my wife that I'm still dating this other lady. I also have interest in this other lady, and I want to change her. I want to get another lady. And the wife can also go after another man. There are different mindset, different cultural evil that are penetrating into the hearts of men these days. So, but we are not talking about all those kind of things because those are outrightly wrong. That is not even marriage. Because marriage is an institution between just two people. Two people agreeing together to live their lives together, to join their mind, to join their heart, to join their material. So, number one, some people also have the mindset that when they get into marriage, they are still the owner of themselves. Don't forget that when you get into marriage, you are not yourself anymore. You are taking on another responsibility. You are becoming another person entirely. Sometimes you can go out of the house without telling anybody where you are going. You can travel and change your mind that tonight I'm not going back home. Let me wait till tomorrow. When you get married, either a husband or wife, you cannot do that because you have a responsibility. You have to be accountable. Sometimes you go, if you eat or you don't eat, you don't care. You may decide to just eat maybe bread or eat noodles, and that is all for the day. If you are married, whether you're a man or you're a woman, you cannot just do that because somebody is responsible and you are responsible for somebody. There are many mindset like that. There are mindset around secrets that my past story is my story. I don't need to tell anybody. Things that I've been through, things I've been subjected to, things I've subjected myself to, I can hold it. It's between me and my God. That is not correct mentality about marriage. That's not correct mindset about marriage. If you are talking about openness, I remember sometimes ago when some of my younger fellows wanted to get married, especially ladies, I used to ask them, are you ready to submit all? Are you ready to open everything to the so-called guy that you want to marry? We are talking about income. We are talking about your past. We are talking about any relationship you have with anybody. If you are not ready, then you are not ready for marriage. If you are not coming with clean hands, if you are not coming with plain mind, then you are not ready to form a solid family. So there are so many things. Some people come with the mindset that is coming from their own immediate family, like their parents, how they see their father treat their mother, or how they treat their mother, determining the cases or determining different things for the family, and they went into marriage with that mindset. And I will strongly caution something here. There are some of us or some people that may be listening or watching that you are raised by a single parent, maybe because you lost your father, or maybe there was a divorce relationship. If there was a divorce, you need to go outside your relationship. You need to go outside your family. You need to go outside yourself to go and learn and unlearn. Because so many times, people that have been raised by single parents from maybe from childhood to when they were adults, they may not know, they may not understand the technicality, the challenges, and the prospect that may be there when two people are raising children together. And it usually causes a lot of frictions. So I want to encourage us that we need to understand that we need to come into a relationship with with an open mind and with an humble heart. If you are not humble, you will not be able to learn and unlearn wrong perceptions, wrong mentality, wrong beliefs, wrong concepts that you have stored in your heart over time. Like my wife made an illustration the other time. Some people believe that men are not trustworthy. Some people believe that all men are naturally polygamous. Some people also have the belief that they have the mindset that it is money that women wants. Yeah, it's men money, that there is nothing. When you give them money, they will keep quiet and things like that. I have a marriage that is not that's not the case. I can't bribe my wife with money because because so many times I'm even the one that is forcing her to spend money. That this is not too expensive, spend it. This is the money. Take the card, go and buy whatever you want. He said, no, no, that. So it's not just we cannot just have that stereotypic mind and believe that the marriage will work fine. There are many methods. There was this one when I was discussing and preparing for this program. My wife was sharing one with me that some people will have the mindset that marriage is a necessary evil. You are going into evil and you believe that it's a necessary evil. To us, marriage is not evil. Marriage is good. Marriage has worked for us and it will continue to work for us till death do us part.
Amen.
Amen.
Ecclesiastes 4:9. It is that it is good for two people to come together because they will have reward for their labor. Two are better than one. If it's not working that way, let's check our mindset and let's review it. And God will
Hmm.
help us.
Amen.
Wow. Wow. Interesting. Thank you very much, Sir and Ma, for those wonderful submissions. So, honestly, even aside marriage, anything that anybody wants to do, possibly it might be a business, it might be a project, it might be taking a course or anything. Once the mindset is a poor one, once the mindset is a bad one, and you have that poor mindset even before starting, then it's very, very difficult to navigate through the processes involved. And the same thing applies to marriage. The moment you have this mindset like, oh, they said men are these, women are these. Oh, in marriage, the money is meant to be is meant to be my money, not our money. The money of the husband is meant to be the one to be spent in the home. Different kinds of mindset. And the
Mm.
moment we go into a marital relationship with this mindset, then there is no way we cannot escape it, because this is the way this is the way you continue to like Sister Bumi shared, it is attitude. Attitude is everything. And the mindset you have towards your marriage is the same way you're going to react, is the same way you're going to relate with your spouse even when you get into the marriage. So I want us to consider to look into some of these wrong mindsets in the next few minutes before we bring this live stream to a close, some of these negative mindsets, these wrong notions that people have about marriage. I think from my hand here, some people feel, oh, when I get married, then I don't have to work because the man is going to be the breadwinner of the home. Because I believe it is only the man that should work. And for me as the wife, oh, I think it's my time to rest. It's my time to relax. I'll just be the one taking care of the kids and handling some other part of the home. I think I would like us to look into
Yeah.
some of these wrong notions.
Yeah. That is a very good example and very good illustration. And it may be good mindset on its own and also bad mindsets. Attitude is very important, and the way you interpret all of those things. So yeah, you can look into it this way, that when two people are married, they are like, okay, we want to work together. Let's now begin to factor out what is best for us, what is not best for us.
Mm.
Some lady, you said,
Yeah, but I think in that case, it is not about
yeah,
what is best for us. It is just that my husband must take care of me.
of me.
So whether it's coming easy for the husband to do or not, like they just have the mindset that I'm supposed to be taken care of. That is it. Like, why did you marry me if you know you can't take care of me?
Yeah. Yeah, so I still believe that, because if we are to look into it from scriptural perspective, a man that cannot provide for his own home, the Bible says, is worse
Yeah,
than an infidel.
dear.
As a man, you need to take care of your family, take care of your wife, provide leadership, be a visionary leader. I agree and I believe in that. And at the same time, I believe that it's always very important for the husband and wife to sit down and to look at the current situation where they find themselves. There was a time I told my wife that you may have to leave your job, focus on advancement in your studies and taking care of the kids. And there were times that I was on the other side of spending more time with the kids when she has to do some studies and she has to do some work. So it depends on the mindset we have. If she's sitting down that you just have to take care of me, I'm not working, I'm not doing anything, and that is going to be very wrong. If a man is saying that, oh, you have to contribute, I cannot kill myself, and things, it may be right, but that may not be a good mindset. It's about two people having the same understanding, dialoguing, communicating, and saying, okay, what is the current thing that is the best for us? I had the opportunity of interacting with somebody years ago, and he's a very wonderful professional man in the United States. And he told me something that he and his wife, they studied together, they finished from the same university, and they had an agreement that we are going to marry. But when we get married, either of us will take on high profile job and the other person will take on low profile job. If it is the wife that is taking high profile job, the husband will have to take care of to take low profile job. And they both have that agreement so that one person will be there for the home front much more than the other one. You cannot expect somebody that's a bank manager or a flight supervisor or a pilot that is traveling everywhere or medical doctor to be the one that will always be at home. So something has to happen. We have to strike a balance, which is very, very important. We need to understand what is the current situation of our family and how to go about it. But having a fixed mind, a static mind, a mind that is not ready to change, a mind that is not flexible, a mindset that is not flexible about every issue will cause a lot of frictions and eventually it will cause a crash. That's my own viewpoint.
Okay.
Wow.
I think you mentioned something about fixed mindset, which we can start talking about fixed mindset and growth mindset, which is the mindset that is ready to grow and learn and relearn and unlearn. I think other examples that came to my mind are gender specific stereotypes or beliefs. That some of them might be cultural. For example, some men believe that a woman's place is in the kitchen, which is a wrong mindset because a woman does not necessarily need to be in the kitchen. And the fact that the woman is making food does not make their like I know that even in traditional marriage in the Yoruba land, he'll be like, your first place of office is the kitchen. But not everybody has the call that makes their first place of office to be the kitchen. And I think that something that we will use to be like judge whether a mindset is wrong or correct is the agreement between the two of you. So that's an example. Another example is women are evil. Some people will say if you are looking for the devil and you don't know who the devil is, just get a woman. Then you know who a devil is. And these are people who are in marriage relationship and they still believe that women are evil. So that's obviously a wrong gender specific mindset. Some other wrong mentality about marriage is that marriage is hard, and that's very common. Like, of course, it is true that marriage is hard work, just like every other relationship is also hard work. Like, parenting is a hard work, but it doesn't mean that parenting is
Not good.
not good. Like, hey, you want to enter into it, hey, you think before you do it. So the way some people will talk about the marriage, sometimes
You'll
you
be
look
afraid.
at yourself and be like, so why is this person still married if marriage is this
Difficult.
challenging? Of course we learn, but we shouldn't have that mindset that it's a wall that cannot be broken. But I also touch on something about like maybe people who are raised by single parents. Like if you grow up in a polygamous home or in a home where there was an issue with daddy or something like that, you can hear mothers bringing it into their daughter's ear. Make sure you have your own. You must have your own. Ministers say it, people say it. Like, but sometimes I know that you make sure you have your own can be relative, but substantially, we should emphasize marriage being a union, a relationship between two people, than emphasizing that you must have what belongs to you. You must have a backup plan, or you must like sometimes I think all of these things are born out of fear of some people's experiences, like, oh, she lost her husband, they sent her and the children out of their father's house, and all of those things. But as a child of God, my trust is not in what I have today. My trust is not in what our belongings are today. Because I don't need to lose my husband before we lose everything. What if there's a fire? You can lose everything without losing your husband. My trust is in God. So, and that's the reason why I said that most of this mindset, like some of them are not outright, like they are born out of experiences and stories of people, many people.
Yeah.
But the thing is, sometimes when we begin to like carry this mindset into our marriage, we import the problem that gave them that issue into our own relationship when we don't have a similar problem. I think an important issue to also touch on is foundations. Several people did not marry the right way and they have terrible and different experiences. And from that, they formed different
Mindset
mindsets. And
about
you that
marriage.
you are just like plain hard just coming into a relationship, you are inheriting that when you are going the right way. Like, I think the best emphasis is to be like the union between the two of you, the person you are getting married to. Another mindset that I want to touch on is that everybody must get married. Of course, it's tough to say it, but even in the real world experience, even Jesus himself said some people were born eunuchs. Like, I don't know whether that has to be the fact that they cannot reproduce, but the thing is, it is not just about reproduction. Marriage is not meant for some people, or marriage at a particular age, or marriage that like is conflicting with an ambition. Because sometimes we hear stories of a pastor's wife and something like that. My husband is jumping from one ministration to another. They try to cancel them and things like that. And sometimes I look at it. If that is your in such a relationship, your number one love is not your wife. Your number one love is your job. So if somebody loves their job than their wife, why should they stay with their wife? Stay with your job. Like, why didn't you just stay with your job? And when you have achieved what you are looking for, maybe then you can go for a woman and you have a peaceful marriage. Not everybody has to have 6 children or 3 children or 2 children. Like, there are different things that has just been strummed into our head. Like, you must get married before 30. And because of that, people make wrong decisions just because they are looking at that age 30 in front. And they're like, I must be married before 30. I must be married before 30. And because of that, they get married to someone that even they themselves, if you ask them personally, do you really love this person? Or are you really convinced this person is meant for you? They're like, well, what choice do I
Yeah.
have?
No choice.
That's the only person. Like I've tried some other people, but it just didn't work out. Like the people I like don't really like me. Like I've heard statements like that. I'm like, why will you be walking into a loveless relationship or a relationship you don't even have a tomorrow for just because you want to
To-
get married
because you
before
want to
30
conform to the
to the
to the
to the
wrong
norm?
mindset.
Or yeah, so there are different things like that that we can touch on, but I'll round it up with this. The Bible says, as a man thinketh,
So
so is he. And that talks about the power of our mind. In the scriptures, there was a place that Jesus went to. He didn't do a lot of miracles there, and he said it's because those people did not believe. Their mind could just not receive
see the
what Jesus wanted to give them. Even Jesus, when he was still teaching his disciples, there are times that will be like, you cannot receive it now because their mind cannot just absorb it. And the emphasis I'm placing here is the mind we have about something can be a limiting power. And personally, I'm learning this myself in everyday life. The way you think, your relationship with money, your relationship with finances, life generally. If your mind is you cannot be rich, you cannot be rich. Oh, Ex- except maybe somebody else um is interceding on your behalf, and Mercy just decided to say no. Maybe that is when something can change it. If you don't think you can be happy in your marriage, you cannot be happy in that marriage. Your mind has the ability to control what you experience. So, how do you think about marriage? How do you think about yourself? How do you perceive yourself as a person? What is the value you have placed on yourself? As you think it, so is he.
Mm. Wow. Wow. Amazing. And that's very, very true. As you think, so will it be. In fact, some people have this mindset of, oh, once you get married, then you don't have access to your friends, you don't have full access to your family members, you are limited, different kinds of mindset. And the moment you keep holding on to that, then that is what happens when you get into the marriage. Thank you very much, sir, and Ma, for those wonderful contributions. So, as we bring this discussion to a close, I would like to hear from you, sir, and Ma, something to take home with for all our viewers out there as we draw the curtain.
Okay. So, like the host has said, and contributors have said too, that every project that you want to you want to go into in life, you need to prepare, you need training, you need to have the understanding. And I will say that everybody that is planning to get married or that is already in marriage, you still need to learn more. The question now is who is now feeding you? What are the sources where you are learning from? Are you learning from on TV dramas, learning from Nollywood actors or Hollywood actors? Some of them that could not even also hold their homes together. They will not. So if you begin to learn from those sources, you will be wrongly placing your spouse, having a wrong mindset about your spouse. Learn. There's this Yoruba adage that says the person that wants to give you clothes, you need to check the one he's wearing to be sure that he's capable of doing it.
That's
So
right.
study people's life, study their background, study their lifestyle, study their marriages. Do they have the authority to breathe into you, to feed you, to nurture you? So go for those resources of people that could be trusted, that have walked this same path, and you admire their relationship, you admire their marriage. Let them be the one to feed you so that you'll be able to adjust your mindset, and that will be helpful.
Hmm.
Amen. I want to quote Romans chapter 12, verse 2. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your
Of your
mind,
mind.
that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. That's where I'm handling it.
Wow. Yoruba will say, Shokilobe. Wow, interesting. Thank you very much, sir and Ma. And to all our viewers out there, don't be scared of beginning or starting your marital journey. You might have seen your friends, you might have seen other people, you might have had stories, might have watched movies, and then you are thinking, where do I start from? What do I do? How do I face how do I start this new phase of life? You have heard from all the contributions we've made today. Relax, renew your mind, and don't do away with all those negativities, because everything starts from your mind and ends in your mind. So if you tell yourself that you're going to have a happy married life, then I tell you, you have a happy married life. If you tell yourself your husband is going to be the best man ever, the best husband ever, then so shall it be. And if you tell yourself you're going to be the happiest wife, the happiest mother, then so shall it be. But if you begin to doubt, remember Peter, the moment you begin to doubt, then that is when you start facing the challenges, the issues. So thank you very much, sir, and my doctor and Dr. Mrs. Balaji, for your time with us again on this platform today, and to all our viewers out there, whether you are joining us live or you'll be watching the replay of this live stream. We say a very big thank you to you. Don't forget to share this video out to people out there, your colleagues, your friends, your siblings, your brothers, your sisters, who you know will benefit greatly from this discussion. And till will come your way again, it's still Ginseng Matters with Roy. Until then, till will come your way again, stay blessed. Thank you very much, Sainma. Bye,
Thank,
everyone.
thank you.
Ginseng Matters. Come back to Ginseng Matters on Ginseng Matters. It's Ginseng Matters. Yeah, it's still Ginseng Matters with Roy. It's still Ginseng Matters with Roy. Right now, it's Ginseng Matters. Come back to Ginseng Matters on Ginseng Matters. It's Ginseng Matters. Yeah, it's still Ginseng Matters with Roy. It's still Ginseng Matters with Roy.